on my way to visit a longtime friend of mine who I worked with when I worked in Dallas at Channel 4. His name is Bill Bragg. He still has a radio show out, and he has a huge collection. Of course, he tells me that he's collected things for many, many years, since he was 3 years of age, and I did not fully understand what kind of collection that he's going to show me, but I'm prepared in whatever way he wants to let me walk through his collection that he has. He says he continues to collect, and it's all things from yesteryear. He calls it yesterday, and I think his radio show is called Yesterday Radio. So he broadcasts and still has musicians on, as well as collecting things through the years of working with various musicians that he indicates are in his collection. So I'm going to share that collection with you as I stop in to visit my friend Bill Bragg.
This is the bed from Semi-Tough.
Okay.
And I was in that movie with Chris Christopherson and
Oh yeah.
And
Semi-Tough.
Here is the general store and two-window post office.
A general store, yeah.
And all the equipment here, all the original stuff in here. It's all original equipment.
All original that would be in a store.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And this is going to be the Roy Rogers section over here. Above
Okay.
the piano here.
Uh-huh.
And so this is all the Roy Rogers stuff. So all of that will go moved in over there. And then you have all the other stuff over here. And that's the piano disc system.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like a player piano, but it's all digital.
Really?
So they gave me the whole
thing?
library. This is interesting here. You can you watch this thing here. It tells you a little story here.
Uh-huh.
So you can just put your eyes down in here.
Okay, so it's sort of like a viewer thing. Oh, I see. And then it flicks like a slideshow.
Right.
So that's neat. And are there different stories?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if it will let me peek down here
There
like
you
that. That's interesting. Yeah, you don't see those anymore.
No.
And that's called a kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope,
Yeah,
right.
okay. With a C instead of a K.
Right.
So you even found a sign with your name on it.
Oh yeah.
Bill's Cafe.
And let's see if we can get this bad boy to play here.
Well, let's run for the money.
Go.
Yeah, that's good. So they even had lime cola.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the lime cola.
Mm-hmm.
The advertising for cigarettes that
Oh, yeah.
no one can do anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Over there.
Right.
And
Now,
then-
is that big text right there?
Yeah.
A smaller version,
That's the
obviously,
small
of
version, yeah.
big text from the. Now,
State Fair.
do they do still big text at the state
Oh
fair?
yeah.
Okay.
That was when he turned 50.
Okay. Wow.
And that
Yeah.
was in the trash, so I got that.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to hold on to one of those, especially
Right.
a 50-year one.
And that was the model for Benji right there.
Okay.
That was the first Benji. There's Lynn Anderson's boots, Ronald McDonald's boots. That's Roger Staubach's football.
Okay.
Kenny Gardner's wardrobe. He was a singer for Guy Lombardo. Mr. Peppermint's jacket there. Hank Thompson's jacket, his boots, everything. Jimmy Dean's briefcase is right here. Jimmy Dean was a friend of mine.
Okay.
And
When'd you get that then? Was there a story behind that?
Yeah, I asked him for it and he gave it to me. And I've got there's his book there, and there's his truck. There's Jimmy Dean's the 45.
Right.
It was his big song. And those are all the Wheaties boxes.
Oh yeah, I see all behind. I didn't notice that until you pointed them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the whole set of those.
Okay.
And then you could get yourself on a Wheaties box. So
Okay.
got one there, and then there's another one of me up there too.
I didn't know you could get yourself on a Wheaties box. Okay. Well, I got to get closer.
This is the gas station
Okay.
in Town Square.
Okay.
Excuse the mess. This is 1929 Model A.
1920 model. Well, that's nice looking.
And Ford came out. Ford came out one year, said that we'll make a reproduction, and people will buy them, and it just didn't catch on.
Didn't catch on.
So I got one of these, and it runs like a champ. It's a Pinto Ford.
Right. Right.
And
It's
there's
nice
no
looking.
Coke box and Cracker Jack box and maps,
Oh yeah.
bathrooms, signs, and then I had just got all this up here, but you can go inside there, and there's a TV screen inside there, so you can sit down there and watch a video, because there's a glass wall in there, so you can get inside there and see that, and all that lights up.
Oh yeah. Wow. What an archive.
Yeah, and it goes all the way up through there. It's all, and there's still more stuff up there that I haven't gotten out yet.
Right. And you probably have them listed all somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Like, wow. So if anyone's missing something, you probably have a copy of it
Right.
somewhere.
Right.
You know you have it right here.
Yeah, it's probably one of the largest collections in the world.
I would
say.
say, yeah, for sure. So the most important part, we passed up. Ah,
Slide up in there. The turntables turn. And
only a portion of Bill's collection. I had captured it while I was in Dallas just a few months ago and had called Bill to catch up. It had been 32 years since I had spoken with Bill last. I had worked with Bill while at Channel 4 in Dallas as a producer. He had spoken of his dream and his dream of having a museum of broadcasting and communications. How time flies, because it was as if it were yesterday that we had talked about his dreams. So Bill really wanted to share his collection with me rather than just sharing stories. So I had no idea of what to expect. In fact, I really hadn't planned to record any of it until I began hearing his stories and seeing the initial items in his collection. So I pulled out my camera phone and let him tell his stories and show me his collection. Little did I know that I would spend the next hour and a half nonstop on this tour. It was absolutely incredible what he had collected. Items were pristine. Many have never been out of boxes or even opened, and all the equipment was operational. It was because Bill made sure to repair any item that hadn't been working. Having been an engineer, he knew how to do the repairs himself. So when we reached the end of the tour, he remembered some additional rooms that he insisted on showing me. In fact, these were his truly prized items. So we went back to catch a glimpse of those items too. After showing me the forgotten rooms, Bill sat down to look on his collection. It was as if he had collected the memories as well as the items. As he soaked in the moment, he briefly seemed lost in the yesterday world. It was as if he could just shut down the fast-paced world outside and stay in this time of yesterday for just a little longer. He had good reason to feel pleased because his collection was impressive. When I asked him why he collected, he just said that he felt the desire to collect and preserve artifacts, and it started all when he was a young boy. As I finished the tour, Bill and I talked about ideas for sharing his collection with the public. Maybe a museum, or maybe a touring collection. He hoped I would share his story. I told him I would. Perhaps he was passing the baton just a little, somewhat. I left thinking that a huge part of his life's work had not even been seen by others yet, even though he was known as the voice of big techs and the host of the radio show Yesterday USA. He wanted nothing more for his life work to be shared with others, as many people as possible. He would never sell anything, he said, but he would share his entire collection with those interested in stepping into his world. So when I heard that Bill had passed, the time I had spent to see his collection took on new meaning. He had wanted his vast collection to be shared with others. So that time is now.